Hello and welcome to the corner. I'm the Frosted Glass and I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages, not Jack Gunsky.
No, you can't sit on an emu.
You can't tell me what
have
I
you
can't
tried?
do. Yeah. How are we supposed to mount our offensive against the Australians? Moonshock?
The most racist thing in the world is white, heavy, and wet. It's called snow.
It's called my penis.
How dare you, sir?
Pterodactyls.
I have it on good authority from Steam that you're actually meant to mount your friends, which is why I'm on the other side of the planet from you guys.
Oh, he's keeping his distance.
Playing hard to get.
Yeah.
And this week's special guest, Hate Camel.
How's it going?
Camel, did you bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy?
Mhm.
Dear God, no.
The audience can I just the audience must be super irritated that every single episode of the corner starts with total non sequiturs that they don't understand at all.
Whatever.
Now, see, if they listened to what we were talking about before the stream, then they would get it. But we're gonna leave you out because that's what we can do.
I'm using a different computer this time, so I'm using Streamlabs. So
You do sound like you're a little bit further
Well,
away than usual.
Well, thank God you told us. I was totally unprepared for that knowledge.
I am so disappointed in you, Frosted.
well, it's just that Streamlabs was the unreliable one that I was using before. So hopefully it won't crash this time.
Yes, hopefully it won't crash on this night where we're expecting tons and tons of snow.
I've already got it. I got a good 6 inches at least right here. And if I was outside with it in my hands, I would say, and I've got it right in my hands.
And then he gets struck by lightning.
Yeah, we actually were having thunder snows too, because it was awesome. Well, not really, but it kind of, I don't know if it scared her, but it shocked the hell out of Sun, because she was like, "What the hell? I've never seen lightning in a snowstorm before."
They don't even have that kind of weather in the Bible, man.
Yeah, I know, but this is Michigan after all, so we are the Mitten State, not Wisconsin, Michigan.
All right. Well, we're going to start off with some difficult questions for all of us.
Before we start, Sun is not available to say hello to anybody, so don't do
She's
it.
snubbing us, is what I just heard.
No,
Yeah. Is she buried
That's
out in the
all I
snow
like.
somewhere?
Yes, I in Minecraft buried her out in this. Hey, Camel, shut up!
You're not my mom.
Mhm.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be. And Spud was up.
All right. So, the Big Ten questions. What?
Hi, Devil Fritz Zero. Hi, Johnny Hellcat. Hi, Doctor. Hi, Wolf Potato. I hate Camo.
Hi, Johnny
Go away,
Hellcat.
The Big Ten questions for white America and Western civilization.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean,
Oh,
it's a
dear.
strong enough conference, but I don't think it's all that big.
Have I looked up this person before? Roan Kenyatta?
What
I
are
dunno.
we allowed to ask questions to Black America after this?
No, that's assault.
Oh. Oh, I have looked at this motherfucker before, but I have to find his ass again. Oh, look, it's a fist bump because we don't want to get the COVID.
For a number of years, I have sought to confront both European Americans and black people in the United States with their denial and hypocrisy in matters historic, domestic, and international. The purpose of my doing so was an attempt to see if there were patterns in conduct, a pathology. I've tried to do so through different modalities. Again, someone has a thesaurus.
Modalities, what is this, fucking Mortal Kombat? Modality.
Do these people really think they sound smarter just because they use a silver dollar word?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to be really infantile thinking, doesn't it? The idea is you want to communicate rather than just like show off. Oh, I read the dictionary once.
You did? Wow.
They come off
I
as
didn't.
too loquacious, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
loquacious.
All right. The shrewder individuals resort to deflection. Deflection is a tactic that imperils the defense for many, many reasons. Most of all, it shows evasion and cowardice.
Wow, you are not going to believe. Okay, I put in Google for random black man for image search, and the very first one is of some tribal looking motherfucker with a shell necklace.
So
Racist.
I get the feeling that the author thinks that cowardice is I asked incredibly biased questions to random people and they didn't want to
Man,
answer.
I'm just trying to get my groceries. I don't want to have a conversation with some rando about global race relations.
Excuse me, sir, why are you so racist? I don't want to answer that. Only a racist would say that.
What? All right, here, everybody. This is not the author, but I just thought I would find a random picture, and it is now in chat.
All right.
And Jack, I'm sure the answer would actually be, well, I stopped beating my wife, so I had to pick up a new hobby.
Oh my god.
I'll let you figure it out should you be so inclined.
Ooh.
In light of the aforementioned preamble, I've decided to make a more direct challenge to European Americans and, by default, Western civilization with specific questions.
I have a direct challenge to you, too. I challenge you to put your whole fist in your mouth.
I was hoping you meant the band.
Hi, baby.
Frankly, I know what is going to happen, but that is what I want you to see.
I know what's going to happen, too. You won't be able to fit the whole thing in.
My God,
Yeah.
it's like Dr. Lecter here. He's just 12 steps ahead of us. Yeah. The only rule I have is that you answer all 10 questions. No matter your answers, a pattern will emerge, a pathology. What?
Well, I already know exactly what's going to happen. So
Did you read the article ahead of time, Jack?
No, it's just you're gonna read out the questions, and then Terry and I are gonna immediately answer.
Wait! We interrupt this program with a hello from Sun.
Hi, Frosted.
Oh,
hi, Terry.
Hi,
Jack.
Hi, Son.
I was assured there would be no
Hi,
sunburst
Johnny
this
Hellcat.
evening.
Hi, Dr. Funkstein.
Yeah,
Hi,
this is some false advertising right here.
Hi, Alpaca. Cracker Rob, hello. Hello, Pissed Off Shih Tzu. Hello, Mike R.
Hi, Son.
Hi, Son.
She dug her way out of the snow.
And they say hello back. But you know who? Oh, wait. What? I don't see it in here at all.
Oh, no. Okay.
This person has disappointed you. Oh, we have some more here at the bottom.
Hi, Jamie Milquist. Hi, Braniel. Hi, Keisha. And
All right.
Are we done?
Braniel says hi to you.
Hi, John McLagan.
Braniel says hi to you, but not to me.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Damn, Brandon didn't even say hi to Jack. He's not
betrayal.
Well, only one of you is currently at his house.
Yeah,
Ooh. Exactly. Hey, wait, she's not at Braniel's house. Shut up.
Took you a while.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and then he goes and defines pathology for us. Pathological features considered collectively the typical behavior of a disease.
Wait. You can't define pathology using the word pathological.
You're waiting,
Like,
aren't
if
you?
you don't know what pathology means, you're not going to know what pathological means either.
He's so smart, he can do it, Terry.
Fair enough.
The first 5... oh, thanks for putting 5 in parentheses, because I didn't know what 5 meant.
5 doesn't. What is 5? Is that a numerology thing or what?
Okay. Yeah. All right. The first 5 interrogatories,
Which is just questions.
are pertinent to domestic policy. Did Vosh write this?
Oh, absolutely.
The second set relevant to international policy. 3 or 4 of the questions have compound subqueries.
You know what this is like? You know who this is? Who was that guy that Jordan Peterson debated? Eric Michael Dyson, I think his name
And
was.
just because
Michael
I'm
Eric
waiting for it,
Dyson.
Ginger
Michael Eric
Git.
Dyson.
What? Ginger Git.
Huh?
She just called me a ginger git.
Wow.
Well, stop being one. Just stop calling me it.
Word of the day calendar, the article.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Eric Dyson. That's who this sounds like.
Who's he again?
Oh.
He's
a race hustler that likes to use $5 words to confuse people about his bullshit.
Wow.
$5 word or 50
I
cent word?
sincerely doubt he even knows what he's saying half the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, seriously, this man could talk and you would literally not understand what the fuck he's saying because he insists on using totally obscure words anywhere he possibly can.
You said
He's a
T-Rex.
professor and a preacher, if that tells you
See,
anything.
part of me was hoping you were going to say, and you will not understand a word he says because he's black.
Hi, Green Badger.
Let's see. Be mindful of the 1965 Supreme Court case, Warren Court, of Miranda v. Arizona, from which we get the Miranda warning. I know how much so-called Americans adore cop shows, so you should be familiar with its first tenet. You have the right to remain silent.
So shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Just ask the fucking questions already.
No, he's not done proving he's smarter than us.
No, that's what you learn from the Miranda warning. Just shut the fuck up. Let the lawyer do the talking. Don't answer these 5 interrogatories.
I trust that most of you will exercise that Fifth Amendment privilege. Ergo, you may answer the question silently. The net result will be the same.
Did this person just imply that the Fifth Amendment only applies to white people? Obviously,
yes.
Nobody but whites have got the Fifth Amendment privilege. So I'll be, oh, I plead the Fifth. No.
If I had to choose any of the amendments,
you're not white.
One.
You're not white. You have no
One.
constitutional privileges.
I choose
Sorry.
Fifth.
Oh, you want to see that?
The fifth is the right
I chose that.
to not self-incriminate, isn't it?
FIF fifth.
Fitting, isn't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
Chappelle show.
Oh, wait, is that why the cops?
Non-American. As a non-American, the fifth is the one that you don't have to self-incriminate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that why they call the cops 5-0s?
Yeah, well, no. When the police show up, you say, "I plead the Fifth," and therefore you don't. Or if the police ask you, "Did you do this?" you say, "I plead the Fifth," because you don't have to self-incriminate, and so they can't say, although some police are
Pleading
really
the Fifth
dirty and they
only-
try and get away with it, and by saying things like only criminals use the Fifth, which is bullshit.
Well, that's
Pleading the Fifth only happens when you are under oath, as in like in court or in front of Congress, something like that. Police involvement, if they're asking you questions, you just say, I don't have to answer.
Yeah, just say like I choose not to answer unless I have an attorney present or something like that.
I forget the name of them. It's like the weed guys have like shut the fuck up Fridays, and they actually tell you exactly what to like say. Is like, I'm not here to discuss my day, and like just basically telling the cops to fuck off without actually being rude. They're just like, just state your rights that you don't have to say anything. And
The best way to go about it is just have the same phrase. Just be like, I refuse to answer questions at this time without the advice of counsel.
You guys, the answer to any kind of question that the police might ask you is obviously Black Lives Matter. Somebody can get into Harvard by putting Black Lives Matter over and over and over
Stanford.
again. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Harvard. Anyway.
no, whichever one it was.
Oh, yeah, but it was one of the big Ivy League.
Yeah, no, they've got this whole script. Is like, am I being detained or am I free to go? And it's like,
yeah. It's the sovereign citizen garbage. Yeah, that's.
Well, no, but there's like 2 specific brothers that run a weed shop. I forget the name of their YouTube channel, but they came up with "Shut the Fuck Up Fridays," and it's like they just remind everyone, don't talk to cops, basically.
Yeah, it seems as though every single lawyer that I see on YouTube always has the exact same advice. Lawyers are not your friend. or sorry, not lawyers are not your. Well, they're not, but cops are not your friend. They're not talking to you because they want to be nice to you. They're talking to you because they're trying to pump you for information.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the cops have even themselves tell you that when they question somebody or a suspect, they start out with trying to be your friend to get you comfortable, and then they kind of keep digging you, and then this bond that supposedly they want to establish with you to them thinks, well, that means we start asking more and more, investigative questions.
Did you guys see there was a video? It was about an hour long where this lawyer is basically saying, "Here's all the reasons why you don't talk to the cops," and then for the second half he says, "And I'm going to give my time to a police officer."
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And then the police officer is like, "Yeah, don't talk to us without a lawyer."
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't just a police officer; he was also like a second-year law student. So
Okay.
he was also going through law school.
Right. Okay.
Because
I just knew he was like some high-ranking police officer saying, "Yeah, don't talk to us."
I can't remember if that was talking to like a law school class or if it was just a, some other kind of event. But yeah.
But no, that is a great video. If I can find it, I'll share it with you guys. But no, definitely worth checking out.
All right, you ready to be destroyed by this guy's questions?
Oh yeah, I forgot we were supposed to be answering questions.
Oh,
no, you shut the fuck up. What did we just talk about?
Well, in fairness, we were talking about more substantial things than he was anyway.
Fair point.
But your words were much smaller.
That is also true.
All right.
What I think is really dumb is that when you ask that, hey, you want to be destroyed? So many people make videos and they just say such destroys such and such and such. It's like, why?
Yeah,
do you
that's the old Ben Shapiro thing.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
So all of the Ben Shapiro videos are like Ben Shapiro destroys college student on gay rights or whatever he's talking about.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that fast. I mean, he could be a fucking auctioneer guy because he's like as fast as he talks.
I don't even think he talks that fast. It's just the like squeakiness of his voice makes it seem faster than it actually is.
Yes.
I'd like to hear Ben Shapiro sing the Elements song by Tom Lehrer.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Hey, this isn't Minions of the Zoo. You're not allowed to bring up Tom Lehrer.
No. You can. It's just because it's not the Minions. You don't have to take a drink when someone does.
Ah, okay.
All right. Question 1. If you claim, as you do, that the enslavement, cultural genocide, and dehumanization of blacks is America's original sin, and if you claim, as you do, that you didn't own slaves, it was a horrible institution and you did not benefit from it, why do you not, as a nation, apologize for it?
What other country besides Great Britain has ever apologized for having slavery? None. That is the answer.
Australia did apologize to the Aborigines.
Oh yeah.
Well, hold on a second. If I didn't own slaves, why would I apologize for slavery?
Yeah, I was going to say the answer is kind of right in the question.
If I did have slaves, that would be a great reason to apologize for slavery. But it's a little self-defeating, don't you think?
Well, and clearly slavery has only ever existed in the United States, ever.
And I doubt any of my ancestors even owned slaves.
Yeah, I mean, my fucking ancestors were like Lithuanian and shit. They didn't own jack shit. They were poor as fuck.
Well, let's see. I am directly related to a Confederate general, but
I honestly don't know who my ancestors are, like any further than my grandparents. I've never looked beyond that.
I just like that it assumes that I would claim that enslavement of blacks is America's original sin.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's not the first one.
It says you do. That's included in the question.
Oh, and did you know that they actually
it's doing a lot of work in that, Terry.
They actually fact-checked the bullshit that indentured servants were treated worse than slaves. No, they weren't. Slaves were treated far worse.
I'm curious. Did the Union ever apologize to the South for the atrocities, like the burning of Atlanta, for example? Pretty much anything that William Tecumseh Sherman did.
Well, obviously not, because they got rid of slavery, right? Right? That's what the whole Civil War was about, right?
Did the Union ever apologize for a suspension of habeas corpus?
Jack,
These are things that affect white people.
Yeah, this is a white thing, dude. We're not talking about white. That's original sin is being white, okay? Stop it. Oh my God.
All right.
Like, totally.
Question 2. Pursuant to the preceding question,
Oh, shut the fuck up.
why do you so adamantly and out of hand reject reparations to the aforementioned group which you admittedly kidnapped, exploited, enslaved, raped, murdered, and prospered from?
I didn't admit shit.
Yeah.
The whole premise of the first question is that we didn't own slaves. Why would we pay reparations for a crime we didn't commit?
Also, I think the kidnapping part was done by the Africans themselves, so...
No, there is one person that I think should pay reparations, and that is Angela Davis, the Black Panther who found out that she is descended from, like, her ancestors came over on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
And she is actually, like, white.
And, like, descended from slave owners or something.
Yeah.
I wonder how many steps removed, because she's got the same ancestor as the actress Paget Brewster.
Oh, okay. I know who that is.
Who's that?
She played Emily Prentice on Criminal Minds.
I've never seen it.
I know it from, like, sitcoms that I've seen her in. I think she had, like, she was like a teacher or principal or something in Community for, like, one of the later seasons, and that
was like her longest running TV gig was Criminal Minds, but yeah, she's shown
I
up
never
other
watched
stuff
it,
as well.
so I don't know her from that.
But like, yeah, her and both her and Richard Gere have ancestors from the Mayflower.
Cool.
Well, you want to know who I want to see them go after? The black people that traded the black people to the white man.
No, that's not going to happen.
Black
people are infallible. When will you learn?
Yeah.
And go Wakanda, all that kind of forever shit, right?
Yeah, Wakanda, which was invented by a white man.
Mm-hmm.
Details.
Question.
Is it a white Jewish man?
I don't know. Possibly.
No more questions.
Yeah, Devil Fruit Zero.
I plead the fifth.
Devil Fruit Zero brings up an interesting point, which I don't think gets discussed enough. If we did pay reparations to black Americans, assuming that, you know, it didn't pretty much fuck up the country for a bunch of other reasons, it would still heavily devalue the currency, and what they would get would be worth much less than what we would give them.
Well, nothing is better than a wheelbarrow full of $100 bills to buy a loaf of bread, right?
I don't think that they're saying print money and give it to black people. They're saying take money from white people and then give that to the black people.
Don't they already do that when they carjack or when they rob a bank?
Well, it wouldn't matter. It would still devalue the currency.
Whenever the subject of reparations comes up, like, just remind them, like, have you heard of the country Liberia? Not only did 600,000 people die in a civil war, you know, so that's paid in blood, but we also gave you your own fucking country.
And you
Some
chose not to
fuck off to it, and others didn't. The ones that didn't, guess what? You didn't cash your check soon enough. It's expired.
Oh well, they've also fact checked the whole thing about Lincoln. I don't free the slaves so that they can stay here. I freed them so that they could leave. They're like, Lincoln never did that. He never had boats ready to go back to Africa.
He never freed the slaves. So.
If you want the government to hand you a ton of money, just move to Ukraine.
Oh,
no,
I think
that would be a good idea. Is just say to them, if you want reparations, we will get you a one-way ticket to Liberia. You are welcome.
I will.
Your cow and your.
We'll cut you a check. Okay, yeah, sure, but you have to, like, your American citizenship is null and void, and you've got to take a one-way ticket to Liberia.
Yeah,
and do not come back.
I will say this of the argument for reparations, one that I never hear brought up, but I think would be interesting to talk about, would be between the countries of France and Haiti. You see, Haiti bought its independence from France with cash that they didn't have. And so they've pretty much, I don't know if they still own debt to the country of France.
I would imagine
but they've been paying it off for fucking ages, for like hundreds of years. And this never gets brought up, and I'm curious as to why.
Why
it's inconvenient.
Why don't they just like not pay? I mean, it wouldn't really look too good in the media if France like decided to make them slaves again.
That would be awesome. That'd be so fun.
Would it be worse than Haiti is now?
I mean, true.
I mean, because they pretty much directly.
The French may be able to spin it as a like global humanitarian effort.
Let's see. All right. Question 3. Your currency states, "In God we trust." Your Pledge of Allegiance states, "One nation under God." You sing songs about God blessing America. Your Bible states, "Thou shalt not kill." How do you explain the state-sanctioned murder of children around the globe, Melanic children in particular?
What does that have fuck all to do with?
And right here in your own backyard, particularly given your incessant invocations of God.
You know what? This person just needs to go. We don't care where. Just go. Go out of here.
Okay, so a black person died somewhere. It's my fault. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I also have to let this person know that the Pledge of Allegiance didn't have "under God" in it when it was first created. That was added
not until the
later.
1950s.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. Every time there's a protected class, there's a genocide happening. No one ever presents figures or evidence, but there's always a genocide happening. There's a genocide of women. There's a genocide of black people. There's a genocide of trans people. There's a genocide of Asians. How often have we heard this over the past decade? And how often has there been even the slightest bit of evidence towards any of these claims?
Well, I think this is one of those times, if they're going to accuse us, we might as well do it.
Well, and this person says your Bible. So what is this person? Islam? Hindu?
I think they're just an alien.
See, at least they capitalized the word Bible. Oh my God, what's wrong with
GPT run amok?
Clearly.
All right. Question 4. If you believe, as you claim you do, and pursuant to your Declaration of Independence, that all men
made 0 claims, but okay,
that all men are created equal, how do you reconcile and explain its exclusion of the blacks that gave this country its wealth, and even to this very day are subject to a vehement, virulent racism unbeknownst to any other group of Americans, and institutionalized by you?
Okay, first of all, blacks did not give this country wealth. And second of all, when they made the Declaration of Independence, all men were or are created equal. Yes, it's a different time, different standards, different time, different people.
I think the answer to this is, look, do you want to be 2/5 of a person?
Yeah, if you go back to the time of the Declaration of Independence, they were worth less than one person. So
no. I'm saying if he doesn't shut up, we go from 3/5 to 2/5, because that's the only language these people understand. Just threaten them with.
Yeah, we got to haggle.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't go down to 2/5. You go to 1/5, and then you work your way to 2/5.
Yeah, haven't you seen Pawn Stars?
I'm willing to settle for 2.5.
Oh my God.
Oh, you want 40 acres and a mule? Best I can do is tree 50 and a pack of Newports. Sorry, man.
There you go.
Oh, menthol. Ooh.
And we just solved racism overnight.
Right. You know, Newports are actually one of the most expensive brands I've seen.
Yeah, so they're like $9 here. Yeah.
That's racist. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're on a budget, you get Cools, Moon. Come on now.
My father, he smoked Cools for decades when I was a kid.
What about spirits, Camel? Do you got the spirits?
American spirits?
The hell's that?
No, you're talking about American Spirit? Yeah. Those are like $10. I'm not buying those. Although, like, one cigarette will last you like 20 minutes. I mean,
All right. Question 5. Thomas Jefferson stated, "Blacks smell bad. Blacks are ugly. Blacks suffer less deeply. Whites have flowing hair, a more elegant symmetry of form. Blacks are inferior to whites in both endowments of body and mind."
I like this Thomas Jefferson guy. I want to buy him a drink.
Abraham Lincoln starkly stated, "I can conceive of no greater calamity than the assimilation of the Negro into our social and political life as our equal. We can never..."
See, he was even nice enough to use the softer N word. What more do you want from him?
Yeah. We can
And
never...
it's capitalized too.
Yeah. We can never attain the ideal union our fathers dreamed with millions of an alien, inferior race among us, whose assimilation is neither possible nor desirable. I suppose you disagree with the statements of your forefathers, so tell me.
I don't.
So tell me, why do you have monuments, streets, schools, and cities named after these moral and spiritual criminals? Further,
Like I said, I think Thomas Jefferson's
Because
kind of
history is
lame.
written by the victors. Get over it.
Okay, so if you're so angry about us having streets now, then why is there a Dr. Martin Luther King and a Cesar Chavez in every single major fucking city in the country? Exactly. I win.
because they never did anything wrong.
Well, Moon, to answer your question, it's to let you know that you're in the bad part of town and you need to get out.
Spud Gun brings up a point about the 3/5 compromise mentioned earlier. Yeah, the purpose of it was to offset the black
the power
population.
of the slave-owning states. Yeah.
Well, more specifically, the census data, because the census data determine the amount of representatives. Yeah. People got in the House. So all the slave states would have a disproportionate amount of representatives. So basically, when people are saying you should have counted it for what they're really arguing for is more slave state representation in the government.
No, it was all just white people hating black people.
Not to mention the additional representation would also lead to more electoral college votes for those states.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean more votes for the presidency in favor of slavery.
Remember,
I think sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Apparently, Manny Fresh has told Dr. Funkenstein that once you cross Martin Luther King, you are in Chocolate City.
Let's see. Further,
No, I was just thinking that you know how they recently did Black History Month. Well, to be part of history, you have to be dead. So I think they should rename it Dead Nigger Month because I think it just flows off the tongue so much better.
But where will we store them?
Terry, do you see
Not
the
at Jimmy's
sign that
place.
says Dead Nigger History?
No, and I'm saying there should be one.
Okay, so actually, it's funny you say, I actually looked up Chocolate City. There was actually a 2015 movie who said, life for a struggling college student changes in an instant when he meets the owner of a male strip club who convinces him to give amateur night a whirl.
Why were you looking up this movie?
Well, because he said Chocolate City. I was like, let me see what Chocolate City actually, what do you get when you look it up?
No, I'm just thinking of the episode of The Simpsons where Homer dreams that he's in a town made of candy.
Oh,
Oh
God. Okay, don't do an image search on Chocolate City. You're gonna find a lot of you're gonna find a lot of topless men.
I was thinking you're going to find a lot of scat porn.
Yeah, I think most people know not to search that.
Don't switch your VPN to like anywhere in Germany, Moon.
Oh God.
Well, here's one that says, "Why is Washington D.C. called Chocolate City?"
Further, why do your textbooks leave out these facts, especially regarding child molester and rapist Thomas Jefferson?
What?
Because it's not relevant.
I would love to see the school textbook about Thomas Jefferson saying black smell.
So would I.
Well, no. What it should be is an entire textbook just quotes from famous figures that are either sound bad right now or are taken completely out of context, and that's all it is just really awful quotes from all the figures of history.
Oh my god, that's funny. Willie Nagin on a chocolate factory. Poking fun at Ray Nagin.
Who's Ray Nagin?
He was the former mayor of New Orleans when the hurricane hit.
Wow.
They called him extremely corrupt.
Question
Corrupt
6.
politician? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I know.
Question 6. Given your proselytizing around the world and insisting that you are a nation of laws, how do you explain your total disregard for international law with regard to napalm, cluster bombs, depleted uranium munitions, chemical and biological warheads, targeting of civilians, drone killings, as well as kidnapping and torture, let alone your unconditional support of the rogue criminal apartheid state of Israel?
Wait. Oh well, there it is.
How do we explain what now?
I mean, we follow our laws. And like,
Yeah,
like,
we follow the laws that we pass, not the ones that
Yeah.
are
Like,
made up internationally.
name one country that hasn't done something really fucked up in a war.
Yeah.
Liberia.
More importantly, it's not like we tolerate these people. It's the federal government. The federal government that I'm sure this person wants to create more of. Because for some reason, these psychopaths are always talking about the horrible stuff the government does, and then immediately says, let's give them more power.
No. Under socialism or communism, there would be no government because we wouldn't need one.
Yeah.
And then they immediately turn around and say, let's nuke Israel.
Question 7. When you speak of American exceptionalism, is it that exceptionalism that allows you to be the only nation in the history of the galaxy
Yes.
to drop nuclear weapons twice on civilian targets and arrogantly state in doing so that you saved lives? And under what circumstances would it be allowable for some other nation, a non-European nation, which is the vast majority of the world, to use nuclear weapons or weapons of mass destruction against you?
I like cheeseburgers.
It's just bothersome that they're pretending that we're tolerant of the suffering that our government causes.
No. Fuck them. They started it. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, fuck you.
Don't
You
start
don't know
shit, won't
jack
be
shit.
shit.
You don't know jack shit about World War II.
So we've got some answers in chat. Evolved Potato says Luxembourg has never committed any war crimes. And Dr. Funkenstein has said Sealand has also fought 0 wars and killed 0 kids. So there you go. There's 2 answers to Frosty's question.
I would
Does
like
that
to
place up in
correct
Canada?
I would like to correct Dr. Funkenstein. You don't know what those orcas do off hours.
Question 8. Black Lives Matter. Why do you treat the European victims... What?
There he goes. No, they don't.
Why do you treat the European victims, quote unquote, of one Holocaust differently, much differently, than you do the Holocaust of many more millions that were/are black who died on their involuntary journey to the United States or while in the United States?
I don't know why I didn't predict this.
The quote unquote victims of a Holocaust.
Wow.
If his story is accurate, that Holocaust involved roughly 6 million Jews and was perpetrated on Europeans by Europeans. Be mindful that Judaism is a religion. This horrific genocide took place in less than a decade. 400 years equals 40 decades. Thank you. And the black...
Wow. Did you figure that one out all by yourself?
Well, you've got to remember, most people who read Medium articles do need that explained to them.
I just wish that after that, like, it would play the sounder of Plankton from SpongeBob. I went to college! And the black man, woman, and child in America still being executed, both in and out of concentration camps. We have concentration camps?
What?
How come-
It's news to me.
Eh. Yet no one has come to save them. No alliances, no homeland taken from others so that they could be coddled and protected. No world war, no nothing. Further, with regard to the Jews, quote unquote,
Jesus Christ!
I'm detecting a theme.
Yeah, they don't like the little hat people.
If they are truly people that were lost without a homeland, would not the black person in the United States be the greatest example thereof? And what about black Jews? The blues, Eritrean and such.
Oh my god.
Why are they treated so differently, let alone the Palestinians in Israel? Coming full circle, why isn't Black Lives Matter movement / slogan representative of a bunch of liberal European Americans? If it were, things would change immediately, don't you think?
I think that we've officially reached the point where it's like there's not really much utility in responding to this, is there?
So, apparently we have concentration camps full of black people, so other countries should invade us?
Wait, we have concentration camps here?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
And it's much worse than what the Jews had to deal with.
Oh, is that where I'll find my privilege card? Was it lost in the mail? And it went there instead?
Yeah. Well, it's at the DMV, so it's hidden from the black people.
There you go.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And you've got to use the internet when you're at the DMV to doubly make sure.
Okay.
I don't follow the question at all, but that's, I don't know what would change immediately. What's going on?
I don't think they're even asking questions anyway. I think they're just looking for any excuse to shove this weird garbage into the form of a question.
I love the quote unquote victims of one Holocaust. I'm just picturing him saying, I bet some of them kind of enjoyed it.
I just like the point where they're like middle of the paragraph there. They're like, yet no one has come to save them. Yeah, that's not our fault.
Ooh.
No, I just
They
imagine
sold
like
you into slavery in the first place. Why would they come back for you?
I mean, a lot of countries slaughter their people. China right now, or North Korea, lots of dictatorships and whatnot. But people don't usually invade them unless they start shit first.
Yeah.
And Germany and Japan started shit with us.
I'm getting like a mental image of like a political cartoon, except the fat capitalist caricature. It's one of those, except it's a Jewish person, and the people, and he's like controlling the Nazis who are like lying on the ground and dying. It's oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, just 2 more questions.
There's more.
Well, it says in the title there's 10.
Well, while you're getting these questions asked, I'm actually looking at pictures of very, very delicious looking cheeseburgers.
Okay. At least you're not Googling Chocolate City anymore.
Well, where do you think I got the idea for cheeseburgers? See, there's a
Chocolate
direct
cheeseburgers?
correlation between cheeseburgers and Chocolate City.
Wait, chocolate cheeseburgers?
There's a direct correlation between cheeseburgers and black male strippers.
I don't know.
That's racist.
I mean, that's what Moon just said.
Hey man, I will put pictures of cheeseburgers in chat if you don't stop it. Is cheeseburgers code for fat naked dudes?
I think I know what's going on here. He saw pictures of Terry Crews from The Longest Yard as Cheeseburger Eddie. That's the link missing.
So Frosty goes, yes.
All right. Question 9. Why are all of the wars that you constantly engage in and seek out virtually always against melanic people?
Sorry, my dog.
Well, because if you look at the rest of the world, a lot of them are people who are not white.
Yeah, you specifically stated earlier in the article that they're the majority of the globe. Also, I didn't, like the 2 biggest wars we fought in, World War One and Two. Pretty sure those were against Europeans mostly.
If you fire a shot in any random direction, you're most likely to hit a country that has people who aren't white in it.
I mean, the American war that has the greatest amount of American casualties is still the Civil War, which is all white people.
Yeah.
All right. Question 10. What is it that makes you, unequivocally, the most violent, warmongering nation / people on Earth, demand that others not defend themselves against your violence and reciprocate it? Are you the chosen ones, or are you
Yes.
just better than everybody else, and thusly
Also,
your
yes.
life has more value?
No. The chosen ones are the Jews. I know that one.
Yeah, the ones that this guy is not a fan of.
Right.
In the words of Grace Paley, let us go forth with fear and courage and rage to save the world. There's something to be admired about intellectual honesty as opposed to intellectual vacancy. The former requires courage, the latter requires a pulse.
You're not going to find any intellectual anything in this article.
That's a
I don't
long
know.
word.
I think he might be onto something about hating the Jews.
Well, bam. I don't think we can come back from that. From that
Yeah.
article.
Oh, does this mean that it's over?
But
I think that there was. I just find it funny in certain articles where there's a point where the author says something so insane that you're like, no, I'm not even going to argue with this person isn't worth like getting upset at. They're just crazy.
Well, none of them are worth getting upset at.
Were you not listening to the big words, Jack?
Hey, Frosted, is your account under investigation?
It's been under investigation for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, his account. This account's fine.
I'm a rebel. Yeah.
I just didn't know if that was supposed to be you or the author was under investigation.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, this author is clearly intelligent when he uses 50-cent words like the, and, the, west.
He asked us so many interrogatories, Moon.
And not one of them was about the Big Ten Conference, which I thought was, the whole point of the article, the Big Ten.
What's the Big Ten?
It's some kind of a football college thing, conference, or whatever.
Oh, it's a gay thing.
It's sports ball. Don't care.
Yeah. Well, someone needs
Is
to
it up to
oil
the
their
door?
door.
Yep. Yes, it is.
The snow is now up to our door.
No. All right.
Is
Well-
that why it needs to be oiled?
No, shut up. She's taking the dogs out. Hush.
So that's who let them out.
Yes, sun.
All right. Well, with the end of the first article comes the first game,
Best game.
and that is Sadlib's Double Prompt Edition, where I take 4 headlines from Medium, take out 2 words, and you guys fill in those words Madlib style, and then the chat will vote on which one's best.
Oh.
All right. So, Jack, I need a transitive verb.
You know, come on.
Punch.